Hey there, everybody. Nick from the Crosshair Cabin here. Going to go over the first set of bylaws just so that everyone knows, what everything means, and so there's no question. Basically, it's just going over it in layman's terms, and if I happen to not be clear on something, this ought to sort everything out. So we'll get started off. Bylaws. Set 1, tag, not the title, because I believe there will be more to come along soon enough. Parties included Ryan Bacaitis, Nicholas Brandt, Andrew Garcia, Mitchell Moore, and Devin Sparks. That just means players. Article 1, Section 1. No persons may spread falsified rumors of their being it. If one is to lie about their position of being it, the punishment that resides with them are 3 whompers. If any person that lies about their being it and tag another party, the tag is then devoid of any meaning. What this means is that, you can't lie. You can't say that you're not it when you are. Very simple. No persons may spread falsified rumors of another's being it. If one is to lie about another's position of being it, the punishment that resides with them are 3 whompers. And what this one means is you can't lie about knowing someone else's position. If you just genuinely don't know and think, hey, it's person X, without realizing person Y is it, that's fine. But if you knowingly lie, say X is it when you know Y is it, and if you're found out, you will be punished. Article 1, Section 3. One may partner with the one that is it, but helping in any physical fashion, grabbing onto another party or other actions as such, will result in immediate punishment, including 4 whompers to both parties in the wrong. What this means is, you can team up with that who is it, essentially. If you both want to get someone, that's fine, that's allowed, but you can't grab onto someone. If you want to help come up with a plan or lure them in or something like that, as long as 1, there's no lying involved, and 2, you just don't get physical with them. You let the one who is it and the one who you plan on getting it, as long as only those 2 touch each other, that's okay. That's it for Article 1. Article 2, Section 1. The time of year that tag may be played resides in only the month of May, including all 31 days of the month. Very simple, very basic, just saying, the game's only played in the month of May, and that's it. Article 2, Section 2, tag may be played throughout the 24 hours given in any day, provided that the date tag is being played falls into the month of May. Again, very simple, just saying it can be played 24/7. As long as it's in May, doesn't matter the time frame. Article 2, Section 3. Sorry for this setup. I don't have much of a recording thing, and this is just a whole rinky-dink. But it's getting the job done. One restriction or time tag may not be played is when school is in session. This includes class time and class time only before school, after school, during passing time, and lunch are playable time zones. That's just saying, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 6th hour aren't allowed. Any time in between that, before or after, that's fine. Article 2, Section 4. Let's see here. One restriction or time tag may not be played. It's when a sporting event is being held. This includes games, practices, or meetings that mustn't be interrupted or corrupted. I can't. Yeah. Sorry, like I said, sorry for this whole rinky-dink thing, but I think regardless, people wouldn't stoop that low. But I felt like this might be necessary. If someone's just walking by, you can't tag someone while they're doing their practice with their team. None of that is allowed. It's just it won't be handled. Won't be allowed. Well, I did forget to put here and here. If someone is tagged during those, incorrect time frames, then the tag is devoid, doesn't count. No punishment. I think I bring that up later. But just so we're on the same page, the tag will not count. Okay, for Article 3, Section 1. I gotta find a good way to hold this. For the following passages, only included in Article 3, one must keep in mind that a unanimous decision to allow the following acts must be in order. Under no circumstances may one or more parties be excluded from the chance to vote. You'll see what I mean in a second. Article 3, Section 2. If a truce is called for and accepted by all parties, then the being that is it may not tag others intentionally for the sake of not being it, which means, just tagging someone. Truces will be peaceful situations. If any party tries to interrupt that peace, then that being shall be punished with 5 whoppers from all other parties. If a party tries to help that who is it during this truce, they also receive 5 whoppers as punishment, and all tags that may have occurred will be devoid of any meaning. So, if I try tagging person X during a truce, and obviously the tag won't count, and every other party, whether it's just the 4 others that we have right now, or if we tend to add someone later, all other parties will be able to give me 5 whoppers. And the same goes for if someone helps. So if, it's like it was in Article 2, if someone is helping the person who is it tag someone else, it's allowed, just not in this treaty. Both of the two people that were breaking the rules, both of them would get 5 whoppers from the other 3. And if it's, so on and so forth. Article 3, Section 3. If any amendment should be needed on the game itself, the bylaws on which the rules reside on, or to induct any new parties into the game, then a meeting with a truce shall be held as soon as possible. With the unanimous decision of all parties currently playing, any changes will be allowed for the game, bylaws, or addition of any new parties. These meetings will be held always as truces. If the decision is not agreed on unanimously, then the amendment becomes nullified immediately for that meeting, but can be returned to on a later date. So it's basically saying, this, I'm sure this will not be perfect right off the bat. Some things that maybe I haven't calculated for, or just obviously the adding of new people, anything like that. That's a-okay. We'll have a meeting. Well, if everyone agrees on it, then whatever idea was proposed, it will be passed. Obviously, everything has to be unanimously, like I was saying before. You can't. It has to be 5 out of 5, or 6 out of 6, or 7 out of 7 that agree on this option. And the last bit, if it's only 4 to 5 one day, one person's on the fence or something. 2 days later, you guys want to have the meeting again. That's a-okay, and this guy ends up coming around, and it's 5 on 5, 5 out of 5. That's allowed. You can re-have meetings. That's absolutely okay. It's just, if something is a no-go on the 8th, you can't attempt it again on the 8th. It has to be at least on the 9th or later. On to Article 4, the final article. Article 4, Section 1, there are no losers in this game, just those who are not it. That who is it by the end of the month of May of that year, must then reside it and in shame for a full year until the next season comes around. Obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can't lose. You can just be it. And, you don't want to be it when it's all said and done. Yeah. Every year, that's a season like 2019, Season 1, 2020, Season 2, yada, 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 so on and so forth. You reside in shame, and, that's about as bad as it gets. Obviously, you wouldn't want that, but you do start off the next season at an advantage because you get time to plan out, and you're the most ready for it, essentially, for the next season. So at least you have that for you. Article 4, Section 2. How we define it will be by who has it, whatever it may be. If that who is it is to touch another party involved in the game with either their right or left hand only, then the party they touch is now it. It doesn't specifically have a meaning. I tried my best to explain it there, but I think we all knew what it meant. You can only tag other players with your hands. If you fall or something happens and you get them with your leg or your foot, or your head, you bump them in any of those ways, it doesn't count. It has to be with either hand. And obviously, once you're tagged, you are it. Article 4, Section 3, tagbacks are the process of tagging the party of which has gotten you it right after they have tagged you. Tagbacks hold no place in the style of the game. The only action that shall take place when this place will be that the tagback will be devoid of any power, and while there will be no punishment for tagging back, that of which you try to use the tagback will be looked down upon by the rest of the ongoing parties involved. It's basically saying, in our version, the one we're playing, no tagbacks. Obviously, other versions will allow it, but not ours. There will be no punishments for attempting a tag back, but it will not count. It will have no power. Obviously, people will be looking down on you. Nobody wants that. Here, because I know no one else would have known the meaning, whompers, punches that are allowed only on the shoulders, biceps, triceps, pectorals, upper back, and quadricep. The reason whoppers are those specific muscle groups is because you can hit harder on those spots with less injury. Obviously, if someone get hit in the gut, or the lower back, or even like the neck or calf, obviously that'd be no fun. That would hurt more so than a whopper should, or a punch should. So whoppers prohibited to just these few muscle groups, but it works out because it doesn't hurt as much, or it won't cause as much injury, I suppose. And those who are giving the whoppers can hit harder without worrying about giving an injury. So it works out for everybody. And right here, this is just a signature showing that everyone agrees on the rules made and the rules that are present. I will be the first one to sign. Don't have much of a signature, but it's okay. Okay, that's the first one. I will be waiting for 4 more soon enough. I will present these to you Thursday, May 16th, 2019. I will have a pen with me, but I would prefer it if you guys bring your own. Thank you for following through and sticking, with me throughout this whole thing. I really do appreciate it. These 13 or so minutes of your time. And, hey, let's just go out there and have a good game.